Ladies and gentlemen, episode 5 of The Seemingly Unknown. We've made it this far, I guess. Hoping we make it this far.
We almost didn't today, just like last week. People have heard 4 episodes of this and we're still in the air. I'm going to keep saying that. Should we start naming the episodes instead of just naming them? I think we should just take bits out of what we're doing and then name it that. You know what I mean? Like,
probably.
Whatever.
One of the things, so when I do that, I just put the episode 4 or 5 because then I try and go back and determine. Like, I'd love to be able to write like a 3-sentence. This is what we talked about, but honestly, my mind just builds because we literally cover everything except currency exchange rates and some foreign. Like, I don't know how to explain what these episodes are.
That's kind of fair for me.
Last week should have been Danny Trejo and Rick Astley plow Jetta. Like, that's a great title.
And we're off.
Later, everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't help, like, normally, because the way I have my camera angle, like, this will be the last week that I'm doing this at home because I go to LA tomorrow, but normally my eyes already look closed because you're shooting from above, but I have the most massive migraine right now, so, like, it looks like my eyes are closed no matter what. So I'll try to look up at the camera when I talk instead of at you two idiots, which are down here. Here we are. Sorry, we were a little late today. I was waiting on my dealer to bring me that sack of crawfish, not weed. I was waiting on the crawfish dealer to come through.
Crawfish deal. That's a thing.
That's a thing, yeah. And also, because I leave tomorrow, so it's like I wanted to get like a crawfish boil in because it'll be the first one of the season for me, and I haven't been able to do it, and I don't know when I'm going to be home again, if ever, at this point. So
I know we talked off the record, but this should be breaking news. You're thinking of leaving your family, right?
Yeah. No, that's why I'm going to LA tomorrow.
I'm going to finish writing the Blabbermouth and TMZ article right now.
Oh, thank
Perfect.
you. I'm gonna try to be an actor. Actually, that's why I'm going out there. I'm gonna try my hand, man. I feel like it's my time.
You got the move.
I do. That's true.
Hey, real quick, before we go any further, can we address the fact that my whole family and everybody at my work knows about my manscaping now? And
that's cool, though.
I'm looked at completely different every day I go to work and every day I see my family.
I wonder if, like, are any of them ladies? Not in your family, but
I'm like, yeah, there are.
Like a third time.
Oh, what's up, Paul's? Like, oh shit, Paul's clean down there. What's up?
Yeah,
Paul's like, hey, I know we're like third, fourth cousins, but like, do you think I can use your razor after we can like maybe the whole life? Do you think people go shave so bad that it's like Braille down there when you spell it out? It says I'm dying, or just like whatever. Like, I can just picture someone going so raw, it looks like a catcher's mitt.
There's 3 things in this life that are certain, maybe 4. Death, taxes, people thinking that I'm customer service for Shinedown.com merch store, and John crossing the line.
The guaranteed for sure.
I thought Manscaped was into that.
Those are the 4 things that you can count on. Those are the 4 things that you can count on in life: death, taxes, people thinking that I am the customer service rep for the Shinedown merch store, and John crossing the line. Which actually, since I brought that up as a joke, we should probably talk about it. I am not the customer service rep for the Shinedown merch store. Here's what happens. I think that because I'm Brent's probably the most active one on social media just because he loves posting shirtless videos of himself working out and photos and him getting haircuts by random people in the most random towns ever and getting them the most business they've ever had probably. That's Kent's favorite thing, by the way, and I love that he did it. And I was like, oh, like I was just waiting on Kent's comment. You were the one that told me that he commented, but I think
it was so good. I couldn't believe that he did it.
It was the best. Like it's like clockwork every time. And Kent always makes up the people's names, and the fact that Kent's main one is Johnny Styles, and that's the one he did, was pretty great. Honestly, I was like, you can't ask for anything better than this.
No.
Anyway, so I think because I'm very active online, and I try to, when tickets go on sale and stuff, I try to be like, hey, try this or try that. I try to help people out, dude. Can we listen?
Stop helping people.
I'm going to look at the. I can't stop helping people. It's in my nature, and maybe it's I have a migraine, and I'm leaving my kids tomorrow for the longest. I've left them in 15 months, and I'm just annoyed. I'm going to look at the camera and tell you, I'm not the fucking customer service rep for the Shinedown.com merch store. So with it, the fact that you didn't get your order, I care that you didn't get your order. Like, it bums me out, and I actually kind of get pissed off about it.
You can't control the postal service.
There's fucking nothing I can do about it, man. There's nothing there's no bullshit. I get 5 messages a day about this shit. Every day.
Maybe Paul and I should stop telling people to message you.
Maybe that's why. I think so. Is Paul frozen? Did we lose Paul?
Dude, there's a whole glitch going on right now.
Oh, you're fine with me. I mean, you're fine. I felt like you were just being still, you know?
I'm just listening to your customer service rant.
Do you think this is a well-deserved break for you, Zach, to kind of get away from your family since it's been so cumbersome the last 15 months?
You know, I told my wife yesterday, I said, today's my wife's birthday, by the way. I told my wife yesterday, I go
31, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yep.
I said, I don't, she's like, because Avery's always an insane person, you know, so she's like, I bet you're looking forward to like getting away. And I told her, I was like, no, I'm not really. Like, I'm having like, you know, listen, full transparency. You guys know me, and you guys know that I'm like, I've broken down twice today and just complete puddle of tears because I have to leave my kids. But my wife goes, I bet you're glad to leave. And then I was like, no, I really don't want to. I'm kind of nervous about it and not being around the kids. I've been around them so long. And then last night, Avery was just losing his mind so much. He had like eaten all the cupcakes in the entire world. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I think it'll be okay. I think I'm looking forward to it just a little bit.
Now,
I don't have to deal with crazy people.
Have we talked about my theory that I think your family, specifically your sons, fake missing you just to bum you out, and then when you leave, they just get really excited?
It could be right about that. Paul just texted me off air and said that this is freezing like crazy. It's not for us.
Fuck it, if it's working, it's working.
Is it freezing for you, John?
No, I see Paul fine, and you.
I can hear your voice, Paul.
I mean, Paul's
Jesus, Paul. It's probably that fucking horrible shirt you got on.
Well, yeah, who probably picked this color scheme?
Me. It was me and Kent, actually. Yeah. So anyway, exactly. So I was looking. I'm a little bit looking forward to the vacation, but also I'm going to miss my kids. But anyway, I'm not customer service. Please stop messaging me and asking me. I get, because here's the thing. I take it all personally, and I get mad when people don't get their stuff, and I want to go through the office and just like start flipping desks and being like, what? But the truth is, the postal service right now is just a mess, man. Like, it's so crazy that I don't really think, I think it's kind of faultless right now. I don't think it's the store or anybody else. So that's my rant to start this. But can we talk about the Burger King tweet that happened?
Let's hear about this Burger King tweet.
Did you not hear about it?
I have not heard about it.
Shut up.
I haven't stopped eating Burger King since.
On International Women's Day.
Oh, okay. Talk about it anyways, but yes, I did hear it.
Okay. Burger King had the wherewithal to think that this was a good thing to tweet because they were talking about how, you know, not only men need to be cooks and chefs, but they didn't preface that. And the only thing they tweeted was women belong in the kitchen. And I'm going to mute John right now before he says anything.
Oh, boy.
Listen, I think, listen, here's the thing. I understand lots of people were upset, but can we at least say that that's fucking hilarious?
I think they did it to get people talking about it, honestly.
Well, they had a scholarship fund, right? Wasn't it like they had like a scholarship fund? So like if you read the whole thread, there's a scholarship fund, but people were obviously irate because that's what people do in 2021. They get irate about the dumbest shit of all time.
Yes.
You know, I understand looking at it on the surface, but it's like at the same time, like, can we at least be like, yo, this is hilarious? It's funny that it happened. It's not funny that people think that way. It's fucking funny that it happened. That shit is fucking hilarious. I was dying laughing.
The real question is,
what did you say?
I said they kept the tweets, I think. I don't think they took it down.
They didn't take it down. Sometimes John says things and like his internet will glitch, so I won't hear him. But then when I listen back to the podcast, I'm like, how did I not even react to what he said?
I mean, my main question in this whole, the main question in this whole ordeal is, are Whoppers still 2 for $5? Because that's all I really care about.
Go ask your girlfriend, dude. Be like, yeah, are Whoppers still 2 for $5? What up?
She works at Burger King.
Your girlfriend works at Burger King in the kitchen, actually.
Yes. Your girlfriend themselves.
Oh my God. Listen, it was an unfortunate thing that they tweeted. I wonder, it was also at Burger King UK or Europe. It wasn't America. Like, I think like the American Burger King was like, yo, we're not gonna let's not.
This isn't like a branch of T-Deck, New Jersey. That's like off the interstate going, hey, get the women in the cages.
Yeah.
Get them in the cages.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't like, I don't think it wasn't meant to be like this thing where it was like this bad thing, but it was so funny the way it happened.
Here's the irony of this whole thing, though. When I read that tweet, I knew what they meant to say. I didn't think of what the people were so uproarious about. How crazy is that?
Yeah, like I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because I think I just read an article that's International Kitchen, whatever it was. I'm like,
International Kitchen Day.
Women should be anywhere. Women should be anything the man wants to be. Cool. I'm okay with that.
That's what they meant.
Right.
That's what they meant. But when you listen, I've always been a proponent of stereotypes are in place for a reason, and because for comedy purposes they're funny. Like,
sure.
I think they meant well what they tweeted, but it was just that they, you know how soft people are right now.
The delivery was bad. Yeah.
The delivery was bad. Listen, I've been misheard in so many interviews and misquoted and things like that, but it's like, I understand that. So it's one of those things where you do it and you move on and you hope it doesn't. I don't know. I hope the guy didn't get fired or the girl. I don't know who tweeted that. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it wasn't a female who tweeted that.
Chances are it's not a female.
There's no way. It reminded me of this one time, though, speaking of being misheard. I thought about this the other day because the person texted me. A person used to work for us. I'm not going to say his real name. Let's call him Dan. His name's Dan for this story. And, you know, you guys know me. You guys are in my day off clique with Kent and Matt. Usually our day offs are mall, movies, food. That's usually it. Sometimes John will kind of catch up with Barry and go to a bar for a minute. But, you know, usually only one day off every couple of weeks or something. So on this particular, we were in West Virginia. On this particular day off, I did decide to go to the bar because they actually had food and it was really good food. This is just going back to being misheard.
They had cute guys dancing. It was a great spot.
It was everything you need in a great bar in West Virginia. So,
the bar was actually called Roadhead House.
Roadhead House. I'm starting. We got so many merch items we have to make now. Roadhead House is going to be one of them.
You see Jeff Fahey up there, like with bukkake on, not knowing where he's supposed to be.
All right.
Okay, so anyway, me and Dan hanging at the bar with a couple of other people. So there's a couple girls in the bar. Dan starts talking to this girl, and she's like a pretty girl, but she looks a little West Virginia. You know what I'm saying? She looks a little rough, a little rough around. No, she had all her teeth. She was actually really pretty. She looked a little rough around the edges, though. So I'm sitting there while they're talking, and I'm talking to another person in our crew, and I'm eating, and I hear her talk about her job, which is in mine shafts and clearing out mine shafts and doing the things that you do.
Oh,
so
God.
As a joke, and apparently they hooked up that night. Dan got it in. So the next day we walk.
Dan went into the mine shaft.
Yeah. So the next day, as a joke, we always check on our people and ask like how they're doing and all this stuff. So he walks in the dressing room. Dan, that's not his real name, by the way. Walks in the dressing room, and I think Brent or somebody was like, "What'd you get into last night?" And I go, "Dan fucked a minor."
Oh my God! It was a very bad guy.
And like you just see the whole vibe of the room be like almost like this like career is over. A guy on the Shinedown crew, and I go, no, Dan didn't fuck a minor. He fucked a minor, and everyone like doesn't get it. And so I just decided I was like, I'm gonna play with this all day long. So like, and finally I'm like, no, like a minor, like MINER, like a minor, like a person who works in a mine.
Like October Sky Father. Yeah.
So all day I would like go on stage and be like, hey, did you hear Dan fucked a minor? And like, it just stop everyone in their tracks.
You can't even joke about stuff like that anymore though. Like,
dude, I'm joking about it right now. This shit was funny as hell. Cause he had sex with a young lady who was a minor, not a minor, but a minor.
Not a minor who is a minor, just a minor.
She might have been a minor too. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
No, I'm just kidding. She was well into. She was well past 44. If I could put a direct.
I mean, if she lives in West Virginia.
Right.
Yeah, it was just so being misheard. That's one of my favorite stories about being misheard because now I still, if I ever see, he doesn't work for us anymore. But if I ever see this person, I'll go, hey, remember that time you fucked a minor? And everyone's like, what the fuck is happening right now?
He's at dinner like Arby's. He's saying in front of his wife and kids. What?
Oh man, I wonder what if there was like a registration. What if there was like you had to register every time you moved because you fucked a minor, but not like an underage person.
Like, what, were you in the West Virginia mountains? Where were you at? Which section of the country?
Oh my God, dude.
So I have I had 3 notes I took this week.
Oh no.
I'll run through them all before I lose my train of thought, and then we can, if you want to talk about it. But the first one, obviously, I sent you guys the message I got on Instagram from that dude that wanted to sharecrop my ass.
John got a message from a homosexual man that wanted to. He didn't really want anything, but other than to share his life with John.
Right, and so here's the one that threw me off. He instead of saying, "Hey, my name is so and so, and I'm a gay man," he goes, "I am a gay, and I want to send." I'm just like, so I sent it to Zach and Paul. They're like, "Well, to be fair, you just shaved your mustache.
You're putting off the vibe,
last
dude."
Couple of pictures, like I can see why it brought that guy in. So it was all right. He laughed after the movie.
So I was gonna say, so when did you guys hang out?
He left after the movie.
I love how you got ahead of me asking the question.
We watched the Cecil Hotel, and after I was done with him, I threw him in a van of water.
Do you think it's the photo you posted?
This whole fucking thing out.
No, keep it.
Part 2. I was, for people who love wrestling, I know we do, but Paul White, Big Show, signed with AEW a couple weeks ago, and he's been doing like this press recently talking about different stories. Well, there's this one story he shared where one time Brock Lesnar F5'd him and he shit himself. But Brock Lesnar, the match wasn't over, found out about it because he could smell it, and he asked him, and Big Show goes, "Yeah, no, I did. Like, be careful. Like, we'll end this a different way." I guess Brock Lesnar kept stomping him in the chest so more would come out. He was trying to get him to shit even more in the ring. And the whole skit was back in 2002 was the house shows, he would basically not lose the match, but he'd run out with Paul Heyman when Paul Heyman was Paul Big Show's manager. And the thing would end with them running away before they lost technically. Well, it got me thinking, do you imagine Big Show after like Dollar Taco Night, like a local dive bar?
Oh my God.
To a toilet?
Oh
like,
my
I'm just
God,
like,
dude.
It must be a porcelain hate crime. It's got to be so bad. Okay, then part 3.
Oh, well, hold on. We're not going to talk about that?
No, fuck it. Let's just keep going.
Part 3, Friday night, I watched the movie Lady Hawk. Rutger Hauer, Matthew Broderick, Michelle Pfeiffer. It's a great 80s fantasy, whatever movie. Well, it's the one character becomes an owl. So I had a dream that I was actually in my backyard eating birds of prey, like on a rotisserie. Owls, ospreys, hawks, bald eagles. And and if any of our game warden and fish and wildlife people listening, I didn't actually do this, but I was like, one, I was kind of like, I love birds of prey, and I'm kind of like, why would I be eating these things? Maybe because of this movie. And then two, if you're in a safari or you take your kids to a zoo and a giraffe looks over at you, later that night when that giraffe goes to bed, do you think he has a dream where it's like, man, I wish I could eat that family? Like, oh, that Zach Myers and Ollie, they'd be really tasty. Do you think animals think like that? And that's all I got.
Hey.
This is why we don't let John talk.
What the fuck just happened in the last 3 minutes?
What just happened?
Okay. First off, I think you need an evaluation. Secondly, you and I have vastly different dreams.
Well, let's talk about that. What do you dream about? Playing Carlos Santana and Red Rocks? Like, what do you go with?
Yeah. That's actually my nightmare is I have to watch Carlos Santana at Red Rocks over and over and over. It's like a stress dream that I have. Santana and Clapton playing together. I'm like, please get me out of here.
You have a wet stress dream?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had a wet dream. What? Hold on. No, don't change the subject.
Time out.
Are your guitars waterproof?
Let's go back. Let's go back. The first thing that you talked about, what's crazy is I don't even fucking remember what it was now because the other two were so crazy.
The gay. It was him.
Okay,
exactly.
The gay guy that wanted to. But first off, you did that to your face. So, okay. Secondly, the Big Show thing. I'm afraid to get to the third thing that you talked about because it honestly scares me a little bit that I sleep in the same area as you when we're on tour. Okay, so I can't. Where does a man that size, like, does he sit? Can he sit on a regular toilet?
I was going to ask that same thing.
Like those sumo wrestlers too. Like, how do they do it?
Most toilets in Japan though, some of them are in the floor.
I feel bad for the floor.
I remember hearing a story about one time about Big Show in Japan. I can't remember the story. I'll have to look it up. But I don't understand. Secondly, why if once he smelled that Brock Lesnar, why would he keep doing? Because
I was thinking of joking with him, like trying to get him to make him more embarrassed because he had to walk up the ramp after that match. Dude, when Big Show tells the story, it's amazing.
Can you see shit?
I don't know. I didn't see. Big Show said it was bad enough where Paul Heyman was like, "Hey,
that guy wears a leotard, dude."
Yeah, but imagine you just crap. Imagine a guy that size just filling that thing up.
I don't want to. First off, I don't want to imagine any guy that size having even a regular bowel movement.
Oh God, man!
Especially one that just comes out on accident. That's not a good one. That's not a natural anything.
Imagine getting like a pile driver or a tombstone with your head down there.
All right, John. Jesus, man.
Here's the thing. So we talked about this before when I got to meet Steve Austin and Mean Gene. I got to go to that Raw 25 thing, and I've been backstage at a couple WWE things. And I'll say this about Brock Lesnar: I've never met him, so I can't speak on his character about who he is. I heard that he's very private as like a person, and he doesn't.
Yeah, but protective of his kids and family and stuff.
Of all the people that were at that Raw 25 thing, I mean the biggest names ever, he was the only person who had his own dressing room.
That makes sense.
Literally the only person. Like I don't think he likes to be around other wrestlers. I think he literally just likes to be by himself. And I can relate to that. He really just Paul Heyman was sitting outside of his room just waiting on him to come out. But everyone was at this thing.
Yeah, Bret Hart,
everybody, Bret Hart, everybody. And this is they're all sharing dressing room. And this dude was the only one that had his own dressing room. I was like, that's a little bit weird. Maybe he just got scared because he got shit on that one time. And he's like, no more sharing dressing rooms.
Real quick, can we go to John's fucking dream?
Hey man, yeah, what's up with that? Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I tend to dream of stuff. It's like when I watched the movie Lady Hawk, it's just about a person becomes a bird, a guy becomes a wolf, and whatever. And I think it was the perfect story of both that movie with me loving owls and birds of prey. That I just had this
Okay, no, but hold on. How do you get onto? Do you think giraffes think about eating humans?
Well, it was whatever. I just thought of an animal that. Okay, it's the equivalent of me looking at a barn owl would be like, oh, I'd love to poach you and I'd love to souffle your beak and your tits or whatever. But like a giraffe, an animal that traditionally doesn't eat another animal. Because humans, you can eat owls, but 99% of them are protected under a Fair or a Species Act, whatever those things are. But a human doesn't really normally eat owls or birds of prey because you can't, it's legal, and you just shouldn't. So I was thinking of an animal. This is the next morning, obviously, I'm analyzing my dream. I'm picturing Zach's family in a zoo, kids, wife.
Poor Zach.
Zach, he's there. And another animal, because usually I don't take my kids to the zoo. I don't think Paul will be taking kids to a zoo anytime soon.
Not now.
So
Not now. I'm not bringing my kids to the zoo again either. Or around you, for that matter.
I was thinking of an animal that doesn't normally obviously eat human, and a giraffe eating a human is just so insane. But imagine that animal at night looking at your kids who are just poking the glass, calling the giraffe names, goes to bed at night, because animals can dream, it's been proven, and they dream about, I wish I could eat that family because they're assholes.
I think that there's something that happened to you. I don't know what it was, but something happened to you at some point.
You know how insane it would be if a giraffe family attacked your family? Like, what a great video.
Yes, that would be insane. Here's the thing. I will say this. I've never thought about giraffes, but so the other day we got to go to the zoo, and the zoo had a bunch of snow. Well, the Memphis had a bunch of snow all together, and so we got to go to the zoo. I have a buddy who's a higher up at the zoo, so I texted him that day. It was the first day after the snow where it was really nice out. I said, hey, what are you guys open today? And he said, no, but come on. And I was like, for real? And he's like, yeah. So me and my family and Chris Allen's wife and her and their kids, we literally had the zoo to ourselves, the entire zoo. And it was so cool because I think the animals are so desensitized normally that when people are walking around, like they're kind of just used to it. But there was no one in the zoo and no one had been there for a couple of days. So the animals were very active. Oh, and nice. When we walked by, like the cat, it's called cat country. There was a jaguar so fixated on my son that I certainly thought about that. I was like, oh, dude, these animals are like, dude, if this fence wasn't here, you'd be dead, right? I would eat you. Like you're 100% dead. So I definitely think the animals think about killing people at the zoo. Yes. Giraffes, however, I think that you have some mental thing that happened to you as a child. And I think we should get it looked at. Is there any therapists out there that we can talk to that?
Like one of those people that analyze dreams. I need like a dream catcher above my head.
I don't think that's what dream catchers are used for, bud.
Dude, your dream catcher would not even have holes in it. There would be so many dreams caught in there. It would just look like a damn drum head. Like, what is happening in this thing? Like, that's so whack, dude. So back on the wrestling tip, just because we were thinking about it. As you go back, before John, everyone knows we had this security guy named Jake who was with us for like 10 years, and like every time we would, I'm saying this because I meant to preface it with this person was at the thing that I went to and I didn't get to meet him and I was kind of bummed, but it went along with the rest of this story, which is why I was bummed because I never got to meet him. Every time we would play Georgia, Jake would come in the dressing room and be like, anybody got any other guest list or whatever? And I'd have all my friends come out and stuff. And every single time we played Georgia, Jake would go, yeah, I think Bill's coming out tonight. And I'm like, who? He's like, Goldberg. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So the first time I'm like, oh, hell yeah, that's badass. I love Goldberg. That'd be cool, man, if he came out. And then it got to the point where this happened like 7 times and he never came. So like now every time we play Georgia, even Jake's with Dave Chappelle now, and even now we'll text Jake when we're in Georgia and go, hey man, we're in Atlanta tonight. Is Goldberg gonna come out? Like I think as a joke now, like we still put Bill Goldberg on the dressing room or on the guest list anytime we're playing in Georgia. Like
that's incredible,
dude. Every time we would be like Jake would get so annoyed with it because we'd be anywhere in Atlanta and be like, "Hey, what time's Bill getting here?" Well, he wouldn't even bring him up all day. We'd be like, "What time's Bill coming in tonight? What time's Bill getting here?" Because like he was like always supposed to come. Maybe Bill Goldberg just hates Shinedown. He's like, "No, I'm not coming to that."
I think you guys need to have the Goldberg like tribal on the outside of the goodie room and just see if you knock on the door if he's going to come out.
He just headbutts everyone inside the room and walks out.
That would be so good. I would love that. So I want to talk about something that came up today. Not today, but I've been reading it, kind of going back and forth in the news, and like these two people kind of remind me of, and I'm friendly with both of them, so I'm not talking smack about them, but Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley remind me of Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon and like Grumpy Old Men. Like they go back, like because Gene Simmons' whole deal has like been this whole like the Rock is dead thing. He keeps saying it, and like every interview, he's like Rock is dead, and then Paul Stanley will come out and be like, "Oh yeah, I don't think Rock is dead." I'm like, wait a second, do you guys like not chat before any of this? Like, so it's funny because like when we were on tour with him, they get along so well. I mean, they obviously have like different dressing rooms. Like they're in one of the biggest bands in the world. They obviously have different dressing rooms and stuff.
So it's like them and like Brock Lesnar when they're touring together, they have their own separate room.
Them and Brock Lesnar have their own separate dressing rooms on tour, and actually Brock dresses up like the demon. Like the demon. He puts the makeup on and wears a wig too, which is pretty great. So they were, when we toured with them, they got along so well, but it's like, it seems like in interviews, they're kind of very opposite, like with what they talk about. And I think it's kind of weird. And so I remember, and they're both really nice guys, but that want to lead me into the story that one time it was the end of the KISS tour in Canada. We went to KISS with Canada. It was a lot of fun. And at the end of the tour, we had like 4 days before we had to go start the Carnival of Madness. And we were like up in a part of Canada I had never been in. We ended like way up there. And most people had like a full days of flying to get home. And we were like, okay, well, it sucks, but we'll only have 3 days at home, but whatever. So we're leaving. This is the last day of tour. I'm in the lobby getting ready to leave, and I get a call on my phone, and it's Doc McGee, and I had his number saved in my phone. He's like, "Zach, it's Doc." I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "I got Paul on the phone." I'm like, "What? What did we do wrong?" I'm like freaking out. So Paul gets on the phone. He's like, "Hey, Zach, how's it going?" He's got like the softest, like coolest, like he sounds like the coolest person of all time, you know? And he's like, "Heard you guys got some long flights tomorrow." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, it's whatever though." He's like, "You guys want to hop on the KISS jet?" And he said KISS jet. And I was like, "I will do whatever on the KISS jet. Just let me onto the KISS jet." I figured it like said KISS on the side, you know. So anyway, ended up a couple of everyone in the band except for Brent and Eric's wife, Kelly, Sparky, and my little brother all flew on the KISS jet home. Gene wasn't on the plane. I believe Gene stayed in Canada because it felt like every city we went to, his wife, Shannon Tweed, everyone said that she was from there. And I was like, "Oh, from Canada?" And they're like, "No, from here." And I'm like, "Dude, you've said that the last 7 cities."
Right.
She's been from every city in Canada. So Gene wasn't on the plane, but I remember there was a point where like we're eating like barbecue or whatever on the plane. And then Paul comes up to me. He's like, I want you to check out some stuff. And I like watches. So he showed me his watch made of moon dust. He's like, "This watch has moon dust in it." And I was like, of course it does.
Of course.
Why would the Star Child has to have a watch made of moon dust? And I just told Evan, his son, this. I said, and that's kind of the part of the story I'm getting to. I go, "Do you know that one time I said, your dad, we were flying on the KISS jet, and I go, your dad showed me his moon watch made of moon dust, and he showed me videos of you and him," which is his son Evan, "jamming in a cover band while he ate Oreos and drank milk on a private jet." And I was just thinking about the craziness of life, right? Like when I was a kid, like I was like never like a giant KISS fan, but I always thought they were cool. Like I always thought, like, you know, I didn't own every Kiss record, but I owned Alive and I owned, you know, like, you know, a couple different records. And so the fact that like I'm sitting on a plane, Eric's over here with his wife drinking wine with Doc McGee hanging out. Eric Singer's trying to tell me about the stock market, which at that point in life I could have given 2 fucks about. Right. I wish I would have. But so then I'm sitting there and Paul Stanley's got his laptop open. He's showing me these videos of him and his son, Evan, playing in a cover band, playing like these badass covers. And he's like just dipping Oreos in milk and drinking. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? This is the weirdest part of life. And then fast forward to me this week, just reading about them going like, Rock is dead. I don't think Rock is dead. I was just like, this is like, anyway, the story, that's a loose story, but it made me think about my our band's time on the Kiss Jet and on tour with Kiss, and I thought it was really cool, but I also wish they would talk to each other before they do interviews with different magazines and talk.
Was Brock Lesnar on the Jet?
Brock Lesnar was not on the Jet. Gene and Brock were not on the Jet together. It was pretty wild. I feel like Paul's not talking a lot this episode. We're leaving Paul behind.
I got nothing. I don't even know where to chime in.
Is that Jungle Book behind you? What is that?
Yes, this is the Jungle Book. This is a Disney, yeah.
I like it.
Blue, yeah, so King Louis. Wait. See, Zach, your story sounds like an actual dream. Like, that sounds so out of this world. Like,
it felt
John's dreams.
I drink us into the netherworld of hell.
You really do. It's kind of crazy, man. It's weird to hear you talk about your dreams. I'm not going to lie.
So, I mean, with that being said, should I read the news?
Yeah, let's do the news early today. Paul, read the news.
Paul reads the news. Paul reads the news.
Yeah.
Let's just get it. Let's get it out of the way because it's there's some good ones. Oklahoma places 2.1 million bounty on Bigfoot's head.
Fuck that animal. Get him there now. Let's go.
Hold on, they think that there's like only like one actual Bigfoot,
or is this a monster truck guy?
Or is it the guy that's driving the monster truck?
Could be that guy.
That motherfucker took my lottery tickets. I want his head.
Was there a photo in this? Was there a photo attached to this? Is there a photo in this article?
No, I just saw the headline and I was like, well, I have to bring this up. They legit 2.1 million bounty on Bigfoot's head.
I wonder what Bigfoot did to get that type of...
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you do? You think he fucked a minor?
Oh my God.
Not a minor, Paul, a minor.
Oh yeah, minor.
A minor, not a minor. What did Bigfoot do to catch? I mean, like 2.1 million is a lot of money.
They obviously want him alive, but there's a bounty out on his head.
What do you think Bigfoot would taste like if you had to eat part of him?
Oh, Jesus Christ, John.
Well, I don't think he's a meat eater. I think he's like almost like eating like a
bear,
like a deer. I would say.
A lot of fish.
They should probably get him on the. They should probably get him on the Oklahoma City Thunder because they haven't been that great this year.
He'd be a great power forward.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they offered a 2.1 million on his head because they want him. That's the contract for the Thunder. They want him to play NBA basketball.
That makes sense. Hey, you got to play better D on the ball, you know? Like,
yeah, you got to get on the ball a little bit. That's the thing. Like, dude, I don't. But the way you read that, was there an article?
Yeah, there's an article, but I just wanted to read the headline and see what you guys said.
I mean, to me, it makes it sound like they think there's only one Bigfoot.
False.
At least
one
is doing hate crimes, terroristic threats. I mean, if I find out this Bigfoot is just being pegged for being a loiterer in the woods or jaywalking, I mean, this is a little steep for a price to pay.
That's a little steep if he was just jaywalking, like especially like in that downtown Bricktown area, like he was going from the movie theater over to Mickey Mantle's or something.
Now, my thing is John, with how hairy you are, we could just say that he needs
to stay out of Oklahoma. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm into it. You better raise that bounty.
John could also play for the Thunder, though. By the way, John especially doesn't look like it, especially last week with that mustache. And John is a very good basketball player.
Yes.
Did you ever do?
I'm like John Stockton, probably a foot taller. I wear shorts a little bit higher.
You would wear shorts. Paul, did you ever play pickup games with us when you were on tour with us?
Yeah. No. Where were we at? We're in New Hampshire at that venue. I think I was out 3 doors down at that venue up in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Played with those guys up there.
Guilford, New Hampshire.
Guilford. That's right. But no, we've never played.
So we would play pickup games all the time, and I would always try to. One night in Pittsburgh, me and Sanjay played John 2-on-1, and he beat the living shit out of both of us. One guy,
what?
2-on-1, destroyed us. And I'm pretty decent at basketball. I'm not great by any standards, but I can play basketball and I can make a shot, even guarded. I can pretty much do pretty well. John destroyed us. Then we did it one night in, where were we, in Raleigh or Charlotte or something? We were in Raleigh, I
think. Yeah, one of those. And
Sanjay and Taylor, both smokers at the time. Taylor was a lighting guy. Taylor Sherman, yes. They were dying. Their heart rates were like 195. It was insane. After
Guarnieri ran the gauntlet on the Kid Jam too.
Oh yeah, and we just like to play like dumb games outside. But yeah, we played basketball that night, and I remember I thought Sanjay was gonna die. He's like, "Dude, my heart rate's like 195, man." It's like, oh my god, I don't know. I gotta get in shape. I'm like, how about you quit smoking?
That'll
probably help too.
Yep.
I don't. Those are fun though. Those impromptu kind of games and stuff, especially leading to a day off. It's just cool, like crew bonding, have some laughs.
Yeah, it's fun.
Some shit.
Ladder ball toss,
like, paintball and stuff.
Yeah, I want to do paintball for sure. That would be a lot of fun. I'd
in the venue.
Paul, what else do you got for the news?
With that being said, Seattle woman finds 1 kilo of cocaine in a crochet kit she bought at a thrift store.
Damn,
John?
That's the biggest come up.
Yeah,
how much did she pay for that? How much did she pay for the crochet kit?
I don't know. It didn't say that.
180 grand.
I fucking hope so. It was only like 50 cents for the piece.
Stop. The piece. And she found a kilo of cocaine
in a crochet. Yeah.
It's
in a thrift store.
If she had any, it's like a Macklemore song. If she had any business sense, she could have made some real profit here.
Did she, or did she turn it into the police?
Fuck, maybe she sold it to Bigfoot. That's why they nabbed him.
She actually shipped the cocaine to Bigfoot, and that's why there's a 2.1.
I cannot hear shit that you guys are saying. My internet is that bad. Just so you guys know.
Paul's internet's so bad. Well, should we just kick Paul off of here, John? Are you better?
A little bit. Go ahead, John. What are you going to say?
It would just be edited out.
At least he knows now, like what's going to get edited out and what's not going to get edited out.
I just had another daydream.
So, okay, I have questions about this. Did she turn it into the police?
Obviously, which
Why
is
would
stupid.
You do that? Why would you do that?
Flip it for a profit, right?
Now, if she was getting ready for like a county fair, or like a white elephant sale, she should have done half that cocaine and just started crocheting the shit out of everything.
I was about to say, dude, if you did at least a quarter of that cocaine, you would have crocheted everything you would need to crochet over a weekend.
Oh, she should have done it.
100%. Dude, I'm gonna make we gotta make a shirt of John on the back of a horse going like this, and the cocaine crochet cowboy.
Done.
That's John with the mustache, dude. That's the best.
With a tattoo of Trejo on my chest.
Here's the thing about not to get too much on wrestling on this podcast, but have we made any headway getting in touch with Marty Jannetty? Because I'm starting to get like, I'm not going to say I'm getting pissed off, but like I'm starting to get a little upset with you, John, that you were not trying to like make this an actual match.
I'm down. I'm down to break a 5-minute sweat.
You think you can take Marty Jannetty out in a boxing match in 5 minutes?
Yes.
5 minutes.
He can't even walk right now. He's got bad ankles. He's got no self-esteem. His perm, like in his eye, it's just, I feel bad for the guy. If he can't even tweet, how's he going to take a left hook from me? He can't.
Oh my God.
Apparently he murders people in back alleys who sell them drugs and try to put
Tell
their
you what,
hand down their pants or
you
something.
want to collect that Bigfoot bounty? Have Marty Jannetty on that thing's ass. Literally.
I wish there was a television show. You know how Steven Seagal had his own show where he was
Lawman.
Lawman. I wish there was a show where Marty Jannetty was chasing down bounties.
I think Marty
Dude,
Jannetty would be
great.
an awesome guest for the show. Like, because that guy's got awesome stories.
Oh my God, we have to get him on. Dude, me and Paul were talking about this last night. We went on the Instagram live. Like how you get like every guest on earth on your show.
Yeah, I just reach out to people and I want to talk to.
I feel like you have dirt on all these
Why
people.
is Marty Jannetty not on here?
Because Marty Jannetty, I can't get in contact with him.
I'm telling you what, man. Here's what I'll be honest. Everyone keeps asking when we're gonna have guests. I'm gonna state this right now. No guests until Marty Jannetty comes on this podcast. Marty Jannetty has to be the first guest on this podcast, or we'll never have guests.
I'm okay with that. All right, Paul. Marty Jannetty is now in the house. Let's loop him in. Do you think Marty Jannetty would do?
And actually, who just popped into the Zoom, guys? Marty Jannetty. I'm gonna let him in.
Marty Jannetty, Big Show's diaper. No, so
oh my God.
Do you think Marty Jannetty could do a kilo of cocaine and fight Bigfoot?
First off, Marty Jannetty 100% has done a kilo of cocaine, and probably thought he saw Bigfoot, but I don't know if he could fight Bigfoot.
Fuck, man.
How many kilos of cocaine do you actually think Marty Jannetty has done?
Well, that's past tense.
Wow.
I mean, I think we're still adding to that.
We're gonna have to ask him when he comes on the show.
Do you imagine the drug use of the party back in the day?
In the dressing room, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
mid match bumps and those guys before were like cutting. Well, no, like Jimi Hendrix would cut, and when he sweat, he'd get the drugs through his headband. But those wrestlers, when they would blade themselves back in the day, you gotta be telling me Ric Flair, those guys weren't smoking some cocaine in there, some PHC or whatever, Tatanka's doing a whatever, and just fucking going to town on someone. Like,
He sounds like a dad. He sounded like a dad. He's like, you mean to tell me Ric Flair wasn't smoking drugs back then? He wasn't smoking the drugs? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they had to have been amazing parties. Amazing.
So last night I was watching TV. You know what bothers me about a lot of things bother me about commercials, but can we stop acting like this like vegan chicken nuggets and vegan burgers? Stop saying like, oh, people love them because they taste like real chicken nuggets. No, they fucking don't.
They don't even taste like the original chicken nuggets because those are chicken. The traditional chicken nugget tastes glorious.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, stop saying like, I saw a commercial about vegan chicken nuggets last night, and they're like, everyone says they taste like real chicken nuggets. I'm like, no, they don't. No one says that.
No.
What if do you think in like 10 years with these different health trends that maybe eventually people are going to eating vegetables and plants are going to be so bad for you that, oh my God, you gotta try this fucking this meat. It tastes just like asparagus branches. And you're just like, what? Like, do you think we'll ever get that back?
We've modified cows so much. They're like, dude,
right.
You got to try this bacon. It tastes just like a baked potato.
Oh, God, you got to try this. It tastes like a Friendly's Fribble. It's amazing. It's vegan free, too.
It tastes like a Friendly's Fribble. Dude, that's the thing is like, I don't understand. Like, I saw a thing one time. It was like talking about what things are made of. And it was like, burger, grass-fed beef. And it was like Beyond Burger. And then it was like all of these chemicals. The same thing with like the other one. And listen, I've tried a Beyond Burger, and I thought it was comparable. I knew I wasn't eating a real burger, but it was edible. I'll say that. It was edible.
If you're hungry, you're going to eat it. I have nothing against
By the way, there's not a vegetarian on this show, just in case anybody was wondering.
Correct.
I wanted to say, I can't even say that. No, but so.
We're going to have to do an episode where John just writes down the things that he couldn't say during the episode.
It's just, why is, okay, so you don't want to eat meat. I get that. But why make the thing it isn't meat just taste like it look like meat? Make it its own thing.
Steam meat.
Be its own thing.
Also, like, if you're, like, most vegans I know, you know, and I don't know a ton, like Josh from Bad Flowers, like a real vegan, like doesn't wear leather, anything like that. And, like, but he also doesn't call, like, things like vegan chicken nuggets. Because, like, why would you want to eat something and call it chicken?
That's what I'm saying. Just, there's a lot of hypocrisy and weirdness with that whole.
It's very strange. That's what I love about Josh Katz is, like, he doesn't wear leather. He does the whole deal. He does not.
He's got a great body too.
He's got a great body, smoking body. Anyway,
they just released a new song.
Did they?
This past week, yes.
I've heard. Anyway, I hate vegan food commercials. This has been the 5th episode of the Seemingly Unknown podcast, also known as the worst episode of the Seemingly Unknown podcast, because I have a migraine. Paul's internet doesn't work, and John's been great, just like he usually is, and he has weird ass dreams. I want
to give a teaser though. I just found my other stack of notes. So next episode, I really want to lead into those Sarah McLachlan animal UNICEF rescue music videos.
I hate those.
It's the worst.
Oh God,
that's the worst. Porter did a bit about that. Porter did a bit about that one time. All right. Thank you, guys. The next one will be on the road. We will be. Maybe Paul will just drive to LA and we can just do it in the same room. We'll see.
Yep.
Anyway, I hope everyone stays well. We got to start doing life advice because I know in our DMs we get a bunch of people asking stuff. So we should bring that up next week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry I have a migraine. I'm sorry I was so lame during this episode. And
same.
Yeah. We'll see you next week, and be sure to smash that subscribe button. That guy is a lunatic. Smash that subscribe button. Smack the like button. Do whatever you got to do. Tell your friends.
Knock off that subscribe button. Give a reach around to that.
Oh my God! And if you're in Oklahoma, try to fuck around and find Bigfoot, man. Get that 2.1. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
stab him with a crochet needle.
And we will see you soon. Later.
Later.